Hi, and welcome back to Purple Collar Life. In today's video, we're going to split some oak, but I'm also going to explain to you how wrong I've been about this oak. I guess it's a case of mistaken identity. For a long time, I've thought these trees that we have that hold on to their leaves all through the winter were pin oak. But what they actually are, well, we'll get to that in a couple minutes. Now, there's no doubt in my mind about this piece of oak. This is red oak. This is one of the last big rounds I have from that tree that Mike took down for us. And this thing is heavy. It took every ounce of muscle I had to get this lifted into the back of the Ranger and bring it out here to split it. And you saw I actually just kind of slid it from the tailgate of the Ranger onto the split fire because I know it would be too heavy to keep the split fire from tipping over on the log lift. So we'll take care of this piece of red oak first. I love splitting red oak, and then we'll talk about that other oak. Look, we made Pac-Man. So here is the red oak. You can see the red in the grain. You can see the consistency of the grain. Then to the left, then to the left, and to the right, you can see the difference. Like I said, I've been miscalling this oak the entire time I've lived on the land here. And you see, even the stalk of the tree and the limbs have all these side shoots and a million leaves that hold on throughout the winter. And I've always called that pinoak. Well, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm pretty sure now that I've done some research. I've looked at the leaves that are held onto the tree. I've looked at the end of the stems where the leaves are. And these trees that are still holding the leaves, I think, are swamp oak and not pinoak. So swamp oak is in the white oak family, and they grow in wetter areas here in northwest Pennsylvania. They are still a good hard oak wood, still part of the white oak family, but they are not pinoak. Pinoak would have a leaf that is more jagged, similar to a red oak, and the swamp oak has a rounded leaf, more similar to the white oak, but less of that definition between the fingers. Almost looks like a cross between white oak and cherry in the leaves. But you can tell by the leaves at the end of the buds that they are indeed oak and that they are in the white oak family. So there you go. For over 20 years, I've been calling this pinoak. Turns out it's swamp oak. Like I said, I'm in the 90% sure. If you guys know for sure that this is swamp oak and that it's not pinoak, go ahead and leave those comments down below. I believe that when Mike cut this down, he called it swamp oak. Mike usually watches our videos. So Mike, if you want to leave a comment down below and confirm that this is swamp oak, I'd appreciate it. But it is different in look than the red oak. And it's similar to white oak, but a little bit different in the grain. And then you can see, like I said, a million of these little offshoots the entire length of the tree and on all the limbs. The limbs kind of grow out all different directions. I'll put a clip of that video in here of a piece that I recorded up in the woods that still needs cut up. But lesson learned. I always thought this was pinoak. I've been calling them pinoak all through our woods. It's actually, I think, swamp oak. Split red oak versus the split swamp oak. You can see a definite difference in the color of the grain. And this piece right here was another example of just slicing through knots. It's so muddy. I don't know if it's even possible for me to make it this time in two-wheel drive, but we'll give it a try. I'm getting pretty good at making it through mud and snow in two-wheel drive. But I'm also ripping up our path here, so that's not good. I don't know how many more times I'll make it up the hill and back up here, but I was able to get that oak all unloaded. So if you'll recall, this on the left hand side was oak from the main part of the tree. This center section of my firewood is the small stuff we saved. You can see a lot of little ones in there. This right hand side is what we've split so far of the maple and now that red oak and swamp oak. The total length of these skids is 16 feet. So we're a little bit over 4 feet high on this end. Not quite up to 4 feet on this end, but we will have a cord of wood here once I'm done filling this set of skids up, and then we might make another row, leave some space and make another row here in front of it. Don't forget to leave those comments down below confirming or rejecting my theory that that is swamp oak and not Pinoak. I know for sure it's not Pinoak just by looking at the leaves. The thing I'm not positive about is if it's for sure swamp white oak. I'm pretty sure, not 100%. You can see our stack's getting pretty good here. This is going to be a lot of good firewood in probably 2 years. It's going to take a little while to season out here. We are in the woods. It will get some sunlight, but not a whole lot of sunlight. It does get airflow here. If this video informed or entertained you, we'd appreciate if you give us a thumbs up. Leave those comments down below. Share with your friends if you know other people who enjoy videos like this. If you're not following us on Facebook, we do have a Facebook page. We do post videos to Facebook also. Obviously, we started this channel on YouTube and we will always continue to have the YouTube channel, but we're trying to grow our Facebook presence at the same time. So if you could do us a favor and follow us, Purple Collar Life, on Facebook, we'd really appreciate that too. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again the next time. This is what happens when you leave the tailgate down and drive through the mud. Do have a tree dead ahead of us. I can't back up anymore. We're going to use high range and try to make a tight turn here. Close. Made it. Did catch the limbs on the roof, but we're okay there. Oh, it's making such a mess of this path. Now, this section of the path is actually our yard, so I'm trying not to mess it up too badly, but it's so wet and squishy right now.